Welcome back, guys, to another day in the life of a miner, and happy new year. It is 2954 in Star Citizen, and it is time to brave the brand new world. There is a lot, and I mean a lot, of exciting stuff coming into the game this year. I don't know if you guys have seen the rumors, but there are people like base building is getting talked about. They're talking about the replication layer and server meshing. If you guys don't know, that is set. I think it's testing now, I believe, in like the tech preview in those channels and such. And you might have noticed, on a side note, that this is not her L2. Here in my parts, I do like her L2 because typically I do a lot of business in Hurston. I do still do a lot of business in Hurston. Don't want you to think I don't. I do. But I am going to Walla today. I really like the way those rocks look, and they break really cool, and it just makes you kind of feel like you're mining. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you'll see when we get to Walla. But it's really a short jump, so I'm not going to cut that stuff out like I normally do. It's just a 2 mil jump. It's an XL1. We'll be there in no time. But replication layer server meshing is such an exciting addition to the game. It's going to make everything so much more stable. It's going to add so much more to the game, and I like that they are prioritizing the framework and the scaffolding of the game as they implement features, right? Because we all really want to see Pyro, right? Like, everyone is so excited to see Pyro, to play Pyro, the lawless frontier. Everything's new, everything's different, and it's just a cool way to do things. But before we can hop into that, right, the game needs to be stable. And what we don't want to do is we don't want to go jump into a new thing that's exciting and fresh and then be frustrated that we're not getting the return on investment that we believe we should be, right? The expectation versus reality. We don't want the reality to crush our expectations. So I think they're doing a good job of managing that. And in my absence, I did take a little hiatus for Christmas vacation. I went to Vegas. We took a family trip to Vegas for Christmas, which I know probably sounds exceptionally funny, but that is indeed what we did. And it was a good time, you know, gambled some stuff. I don't know if you guys gamble. If you do or if you don't, please let me know in the comments down below, like, what's your favorite game to gamble, or maybe that you don't gamble, or what you would like to do in Vegas if you couldn't gamble. I saw lots of cool shows. It was really exciting. I had a whole lot of fun. If you do go, my biggest thing that I would say is not necessarily gamble. I mean, gambling is cool and fun, and if it's something you enjoy doing, do it responsibly. But the shows, there's such good shows in Vegas. Oh my god, my wife picked out the shows, and let me tell you, like, The Awakening is a great show. Cirque du Soleil has a lot of shows. O is a great show. It's just so many good things. It was a great time. I really enjoyed it. It was a nice break from work, a break from YouTube and stuff like that, and a break from gaming. I know we all kind of like gaming, and it can feel kind of like a chore sometimes. Gaming, like, you can get burned out of gaming, and it's nice just to kind of take a step back and not, you know, have your face glued to a screen. It's a lot of fun to play, especially games like this, but yeah, a break is nice. But with 3.22 coming out while I've been gone, from what I understand, they have changed the way mining works. It's not a complete rework. If you don't know, they have made it so prospector is more viable, because an issue I guess people were complaining about is that the prospector felt useless. So a lot of the rocks you'd find would either be exceptionally small or exceptionally large. And exceptionally large is great for the mole, but too small and it's useless for the prospector, it's useless for the mole, and then too big, the prospector obviously can't break it. Even the best prospector build, I think you could maybe probably push 25k ish, maybe 30, depending on resistance and stuff like that. But from what I have seen with this rock, I guess we'll call it a rebalance, it's not the best. I don't love it. I think my mole meta build, if you haven't seen it, it'll be probably around here in the description or in the side chart. I might link it at the end when the video is over. But it's good for my mole meta build because really I don't run into rocks that are too big for me. I think I have yet to see rock that's too big for me to break. I think the biggest I've seen is 20k. Now I think I've seen maybe a 30k or two, which is in no way even close. Oh, here's a 20k right here. Laranite, yep, I've seen a lot of Laranite as well. But that's about the top end of the spectrum, and my build sits very comfortably at the 30k range. What I do like about it though is if you run my loadout, right, which is set up for crew mining, oh that's unfortunate, crew mining and solo mining to augment each other very nicely, it makes it very, very easy to mine your way around. Like right here, see 220k rocks. That's well within my rock range. Oh, there's a 14k. What's in here? I'm good. Terranite. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. All right. But it's well within the rock range. So I think this is kind of a cool part. So this is where my thing comes into handy is can I position myself. I don't think I'm gonna be able to get it just right to hit all these rocks. I think I can get these two Laranites first. I think. How much Laranite is in here? We've got, that's 57%. Okay. So we're talking, that's a lot of Laranite. We're talking like at least 40 SCUs of Laranite in that rock alone. This rock's got another 40. Okay, so we will do those last. We're probably gonna fill up on this first rock. I mean, this first set of rocks. So we will do this rock first, since it's got the Terranite. It's got a healthy amount of Terranite. It's got almost 25 SCUs, so we'll go with this one. I'm gonna test something out here. I know my front laser can break this. I kind of want to test the limits of my back left laser. It is my charge rate laser, not my charge window laser. So my right laser is built for a mix of charge window and charge rate, but it has a focus 3 to do that, which lowers its power a little bit. I like to use that for my sub brakes because it has that minus 5% power, and it is a weaker size 2. It has a lot of range, has a lot of buffs, so really good for that Hofsteed. This Hofsteed does not have such a disadvantage, so this should work out really well. I want to see if I drop this to 100. Can I charge this? I can! Wow, this is more powerful than I thought. A 14k rock with this laser, that's pretty impressive. I used to think 12 was kind of the limit, but I guess with all the server stability, this is way better. Okay, alright, okay. I mean, we're charging pretty good too. I mean, it's taking pretty big leaps. For the instability is probably helping. I tell people all the time that instability being kind of high can be really useful. I know a new change that they did was that when you turn the laser on and off now, right? Like if I have it set to 33, when I turn it off, it stays at 33. Oh, oops. Be careful there. Uh-oh. I don't want that to explode. Whew. Okay. Oh boy. A little crisis management there. Okay, who else scary? I don't think it knocked the modules off my front laser. That was a little scary though. Whew. I wouldn't even took that rock either. That rock had really low split of Terranite to everything else, so I would not have taken that off rip. I don't super love Laranite. In the couple days I've played with the new changes, I have found Laranite seemingly everywhere. Like I thought Aerial, it was just kind of like popular there. Maybe like it's just where it spawns more, but I find it here too. I think there's just a change in the spawn rates that is happening. But I have seen a lot of Terranite, I've seen a lot of gold, I've seen a fair amount of Bexlite. I haven't seen Quantanium yet. I haven't seen Borace either, or really Beryl. But it could just be that they've changed where specific things spawn, because I do know they were talking about that they wanted a way that resources would split up to where if you really wanted, I don't know, a barrel, right? That you had to go to a different area to acquire it, right? Like there was specific places to go to mine to get these resources, right? You couldn't just go anywhere. And same thing with asteroids, right? Asteroids, it was meant to not be easy to find everything everywhere, right? You had to travel around, shop around to really get what you were after. So, I mean, these rocks I don't think are very reminiscent of what I've experienced so far. I think I've seen way worse rocks in my travels. Oh, and that little blue there that you see on those rocks, that's what I was talking about with the really cool rocks here in the video here on Walla. It's those rocks right there. You gotta be careful. I don't want to do the guy weirdo thing where I jump out the front of my mole. But that's what I talk about, is that cool little effect there where it looks like gems and minables, like, because it is minables, but it breaks open to reveal this really cool inside that it has here in Walla, and I think it's in other places too, but I don't know. I just think that's a really cool touch. I think it makes you really feel like you're mining, you know what I mean? But this run so far is going pretty well. I mean, I've kind of gotten away from refining because I haven't been playing as much, and I had like a bunch of Quantanium orders and stuff in my refiner, I think twice now, 2 different soft resets that they've done, because now they'll drop minor patches and it will, whoa. Now they will drop minor patches and it's still wiping stuff, and I don't want that, so I've just been selling as I go. I really want a reclaimer. If you have not hopped on the reclaimer train, that is the new hottest thing, new hottest way to get money, because you can literally just take we get 30k? No. You can literally just take a hammerhead cleanup mission, destroy it with the fracturing tool or whatever it's called, and you complete the mission, like boom, just like that, and you're done. And then you can suck it up for the construction materials, and I mean, you're solid at that point. I mean, you are well on your way. Come on, there we go. All right, see, this stayed on at 99. This is why I parked here, so that way I can hit both of these at once. All right, we're gonna need full power. Oh, okay. Okay, and there ain't no way. Oh, there we go. Okay, I was about to say. This thing can break 30k rocks. I mean, you're gonna tell me that this thing is not even charging this rock? You're lying to me. Oh, turn that off. That's the nice part about the Helix, is that since it shrinks the optimal zone, if you're quick on the trigger, you can actually catch yourself before it messes up your rock. Because if it just barely goes into the overcharge zone like that, you can release it, and that's where it's good for veteran miners, because you have to be able to catch it right at that point, you know what I mean? But if you can catch it at that point, you can let go, right, like right there, boom, and I'm in optimal zone. And then it's a nice fail safe to catch it just right when it kisses the overcharge zone. You have to be real careful. But if you can catch it, you're solid. And now I can swing left and swing right. Depending on how these broke, I shouldn't have to sub-fracture. Oh, that's pure laranite. Yeah, that's beautiful. That's a beautiful break right there. I did not know laranite could break so pretty, honestly. Like, once I learned that, I was like, oh, okay. Like, that's I hate its mass to SCU ratio. That's why I'm so against it, because it's not great. Like, it's like 400 to 1. You need 400 rock mass roughly to get 1 SCU. If I can find something close to that reference, you can kind of get an idea what I'm talking about. But I think they're not going to show me any. I think all my laranite on this rock. Oh, that might be. Oh, okay. So here's 19. So this is 5 SCU. It's a little over 5 SCU, and it's a little under 2,000. So it's maybe slightly less than 400 SCU. That worked out perfectly. So slightly less than 400 to 1. Probably like more like 380-ish. Not even to 1. Like maybe 390, 395 to 1 SCU. But you see my point. It's a terrible cluster factor. Well, and you take it to something like even Bexalite, which is worth twice as much. Bexalite has like a 200 to 1. So if you see something with Bexalite in it, it's usually much better. But I will say I do enjoy this very high cluster factor that aluminum already has. So aluminum likes to stick together, and I'm assuming laranite also in turn has a very high cluster factor. That's kind of why I like mining in aluminum areas, because cluster factor is the factor that determines how well materials are going to clump together with themselves. And aluminum has a really high cluster factor, so it likes to cluster to itself. Bexlite has a really high cluster factor, it likes to cluster to itself. So you can artificially inflate this with gadgets and stuff like that. There really isn't any mods that do that. I think, hint hint, sig. There should be some, and probably sacrifice maybe laser power for it, because that is a really, really powerful thing to have on your laser. But if you had to force someone to choose between laser power and cluster factor, I think they'd be really helpful for like prospector miners who are mining these smaller rocks. Like, there's nothing more annoying to me than mining a little rock and then finding out that it's like 2,000 mass, but it's like 70% gold. But then when I break it, boy, every bit of that gold is spread across each and every rock that part of that broke apart. Oh my god, this fracture is so good. Oh, this fracture is so good. Beautiful. All right, that's 51%. There's one over here that was like 50%. No, it wasn't you. It was you? 53%. Okay, so these are gonna fill me up, I think. Might be a little short, but should come pretty close. What's this one? Oh, this is Terranite. We'll break this one. Oh. We are just under max range for this. Touching it. Still too far. Oh, it took that Terranite too. Oh well. I'm not gonna waste your guys' time like going into a rear laser and breaking that. But again, that's where I kind of get annoyed with the SCU ratios and such, because it's like, ooh, this aluminum. Yeah. Oh, it's all aluminum. Because, like, see, this is a 2,000 mass rock, but it expects you to crack it. Like, I just feel like in a mole, I should be able to absorb that. I mean, there's rocks here that I was absorbing earlier that were like 3K. I think there's still one here. Okay, well, bad examples. None of them are here anymore. But you know what I mean, right? Like, there was some earlier that were like 3,000, 4,000 mass that I could just absorb, but I can't just absorb this one. So, kind of lame. I don't really want to leave 10K on the table. There's like 3 SCUs I'm missing. What's the video at? Where are we at right now? Like 19-ish minutes? I mean, that's shorter than a normal mining run, right? I mean, normally we go for like 30-minute runs, so we're hovering around. I mean, we could probably make this an almost 20-minute run with how fast this is going. I mean, this is pretty impressive. So, and again, we're mining the first cluster, right? I mined the first cluster as a solo player. I did not have anything to assist me, no gadgets, no nothing, and still I cannot do this in under 20 minutes. Like, it is such a hassle to get these mining runs to such a low time. It's so hard. All right. And this is where this mining setup comes in handy, like I told you guys about as a solo miner, because I have it set up to where I can very easily switch, go to a different laser, and my other laser instantly has the range and capability, because I can make my charge zone so much bigger, to break this rock. Don't have to move my ship, don't have to shuffle around. I just went from the front of the ship to the back of the ship and said, all right, yep, this is good, and we're gonna take it. But I did not want to leave 3 SCUs of rock on the table with this Terranite rock right beside me, if I can just get some solid pieces out of it. But now that I've broke a 2,000 mass rock, I mean, a lot of these pieces are 100 mass, 300 mass. Like, they're so small. Like, why couldn't I just suck up the rock as it was? And now look how ugly it's split up too. Like, you've got my Terranite split up over all these tiny little pieces. Like, dude, I don't feel like scanning a million pieces trying to find, like, oh, where's the Terranite hiding at? Like, I don't find that amusing. That's not even an SCU material. Like, not amusing, not cute. I wish Sig would fix that. I think a higher laser power or laser size should translate over to extraction rate. Like, I'm a firm believer that extraction rate should determine what how big of a rock you can extract, not necessarily how fast you extract. Because right now it's how fast you extract, but no one cares, right? Like, no one's out here trying to extract rocks as fast as they can. Like, you're never hurting to extract Quantanium as fast as you can. You know what I mean? Like, you've got 25 minutes from the first piece of Quantanium you pick up. So you pick up a gram, you've got 25 minutes for your ship blows up. Okay, cool, great. But I could take my time as a solo miner, absorb all the Quantanium, quantum jump across the no. Quantum jump across the verse, still make it into a hangar, at least with an XL1, store my ship, and be good to go. On a completely unrelated mining note, I did get some PC upgrades, like mouse and keyboard, a 4-1, and I got upgrades to my PC, so now I am playing not in 4K. I've learned resolution isn't the best thing, but I've upped my graphics to be on very high, and let me tell you, it is really cool to play this game in really high settings. I would highly encourage you guys that if you have not done so, lower your settings down to resolution to, like, high HD, 1080p, and just play on high graphics settings. Way cooler. Like, I mean, look at this. Like, look at this bad boy. I mean, look at the detail of that. The volumetric clouds are up. I've got so much stuff turned on. Also, I learned I had really poor settings before when it came to how I had everything set up. So I kind of adjusted some stuff here and there to make up for it, because I have a 4070 and I wasn't quite getting the frames that I wanted, so I had to kind of adjust a little bit, play with a couple of settings here and there to really iron out what I was after. But now that I've done so, I mean, just look at how pretty she looks. Oh my goodness, look at how pretty she looks. And the purple. I wish I had the black. The black skin would be so nice. It would be super clutch. I don't understand that little smoking update. Just the ship? I don't think I'm damaged. At least not to that extent. I may have overcharged a little bit, but... Or is that just like graphical effects from like the engines and stuff? All in all, I mean, like, I don't think those rocks were a fair representation of the mining changes, because I have definitely came up to rock clusters and found no rocks even close to 10k. You know, all the rocks were like 5k and below, which if you were in a prospector would be really cool, because you could go up to one cluster and 100% you could fill up your prospector. Even if you switched it out into mole bags into your prospector, you switch them out, you got 48 SUs of cargo, you're ready to go. So very, very surprising, the methodology they took, but I don't know. I think it's better for prospector miners. They said asteroid mining was supposed to be the big ship place to mine now. I've done some asteroid mining. Maybe I'll take you guys on a video just so you can see the, what's the word? The frustration.
Please proceed to assigned landing bay.
But it is very frustrating right now with asteroid mining, because they have buffed it in a sense, because you can find clusters of that stuff now, which I thought was pretty cool. I very much enjoyed being able to see clusters, but I also could never get to the clusters, right? Because I would go to the clusters, and as I would go to the clusters, they would disappear, and that was very frustrating. Like, I did not like that. That looked pretty sexy. You guys see that? That was pretty smooth. That looked good. That looked good. Down.
Beat.
Engines off.
Kiss the front of the hangar. Very nice. But because, like, if I could go to an asteroid cluster of like 8 asteroids, which is what they spawn in, I'm gonna have to do a video on this. I gotta see what we're talking about. Maybe next week. And it's so, like, it's so exciting, because you'll see it's like a 200, it's like a 20,000 RSI signature. You're like, oh my god, like that looks juicy. And then you'll like lower your angle, you'll scan it again, and like 10 rocks pop up, and you're like, oh yeah, that's the money shot. And you get close, and then all the rocks are gone. Like, literally, you'll get within range of it, and they're all just gone. And you're just like, what? Where'd it go? Why is it gone? Why are the rocks gone? And then you fly up to solo ones, and they remain. So it's like, okay. What's this? Stone skin. So, very upsetting, very heartbreaking. But, you know, it is what it is. Graphics just look so cool. Like, look at that. Ugh. Playing in 4K is so much better. I mean, not 4K. Playing in high graphics setting. Very high graphics setting. Everything just looks solid.
Report to the manager's office if you think it's yours.
And those look a bit different. That didn't used to look like that. I mean, it did, but I feel like it looked different. I feel like that used to glow. This kind of looks better because it's not a glowing type deal, you know? I know this may not be new for some of you, but it used to have like some glowing look effect. Oh, it kind of does. Okay, well, let's go see what this load is worth. I would suspect probably somewhere between 100 and 150,000 selling raw. Because we had some Terranite, a lot of Laranite, a lot of aluminum, and aluminum. Yeah, right at 100. So I mean, technically, somewhere between 100 and 130k, 140k, 50k. Just saying. How much money we got now? Didn't it tell me around here somewhere? Ah, okay. 15 mil. Pretty close. Like one mining run away from having the reclaimer, and then maybe just some reclaiming videos, you know? We'll make that money back really quick. You know, 10 hammerheads, you've already made that money back. So easy money. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. You guys have been amazing. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Catch us every time we drop a video, drop guides all the time, and we'll see you guys in the next one.